All right, welcome Hawks fans. Here we are in St. Paul for a matchup between your Hawks and the St. Paul Academy Spartans. The lineups have been announced. National anthem just concluded. Ready to get underway here in just a moment. JV had a strong matchup against the St. Paul Academy team here, coming out with a 3-0 victory. Some of those players will be playing on the varsity squad here tonight, so see if some of that success continues through. So I'm Mike Finley bringing the call to you tonight. Jeremy Sanders is not able to make tonight, so I'll be going solo. But we're glad you can join us. So starting out there for the Hawks tonight, we got Dawson Wiedendahl, Lucas Kitzberger, Drew Burr, Drew Jascott, and Caleb Sanders playing D. Opening face-off. Kitzberger gets upended. It's a little bit slow to get up. Puck sent through neutral ice, directly on goal. Landon kicks it out. Puck dumped in hard by the Spartans. Puck collected behind the net by Drew Jascott. He chips it ahead for Brody Everett. Puck comes back in on goal, bounces out. Pass attempt, bounces high. Sent back in by the Spartans. Wiedendahl slows it down behind the net as the Spartans go for a change. Caleb Sanders comes out with the puck, sent it hand for Finlay. He skates into the zone with speed. He knocks it over to Brody Everett. Peach in the middle with it. And he almost is able to go 5-hole, but the goalie was able to just clamp down on that before the puck squirted through. Nice looking play there by the Hawks. Face-off coming up here on the glove side of the goalie. Face-off one over to Brody Everett on the wall. He sends it back for Anderson, but picked off by the Spartans. They come up to the zone, 2-on-2. Shot from the wall sent wide by the Spartans. Anderson angles off his man. Puck loose by the net, picked up by Matt Munson. He sends it out of the zone. It goes a little bit too far for the waiting Peach, and it goes all the way down for an icing. So a minute 15 underway here in the first period. 0-0. Just one shot on goal by the Hawks. Face-off coming up here to Wiedendahl's right. His blocker's correction to his left, his glove side. Ethan Campbell out there with Rhett Carlson and Connor Stevens. Puck won back by the Spartans. Goal sent in, steered aside by Wiedendahl. Carlson's able to send that puck across in the direction of Stevens, who's in after hard with it. Puck comes back to neutral ice. D-to-D pass by the Hawks. Drew Jascott gains the red line, and he sends it in deep. Ethan Campbell applying pressure on the wall. He angles his guy off. Puck sent in deep by Campbell behind the net. Two of the Hawks come off for a change. Spartans come out of the zone with it now. Play broken up by Kitzberger. He and Burr enter the zone. Shot blocked by the Spartans, and they come away with it out into neutral ice. Wiedendahl breaks up the play. Back to Sanders. Munson with the puck. He slows the play down. Over to Sanders again. Over to Dawson Wiedendahl. He's able to skate the puck into the zone. Puck's in front. Nobody there quite in the right spot. Sent back in deep by Anderson. Puck poked out by the Spartans. Sent back in. But it goes off a Hawk as it's entering the zone, and that play will be offsides. Finlay line out there now with Everts and Peach. Anderson and Munson playing D. Hawks win the face-off over to the wall. Spartans able to collect it first, and they send it in deep. Peach unable to handle that puck on the zone or on the wall. Finlay sends it around the back of the net. Puck squirts out to the circle, sent in on goal. Landon tracks that and stops it. First shot on goal against him. Face-off won cleanly by the Hawks to the corner. Play broken up by the Spartans. Finley with the puck down the wall. He chips it head out of the zone for Everts, who gets behind the D. He's into the zone with speed. Takes a low shot, steered aside by the Spartan goalie. Peach with the puck now. He's able to back it in deep again. Everts muscles his guy off the puck. Falls down but gets back up with the puck still on his stick. Tries to knock it out to the D on the blue line, but not hard enough, and the Spartans are able to collect the puck, and they send a long shot in. Rebound comes out. Rebound attempt still blocked by Landon. Drew Jascott with the puck now. Behind the net for Sanders. Sends it off the glass to Peach. Peach spins around and dumps that puck in, but he hadn't gained the red line, and so that'll go for an icing. 13:24 to go here in the first period. Action just underway here for a few minutes. Scoreless game so far. Shots in favor of the Spartans, 4-2. Face-off one ahead, but the Hawks are unable to get it out. Shot comes in, steered wide to the other boards by Landon Beanadall. Nolan Anderson comes away with the loose puck behind the net. He skates it out with speed all the way through neutral ice. He's got Kitzberger in the middle. Sends it over to him. Play broken up by the Spartans before Kitzberger can get a shot off. Spartans break out of the zone now. Chip it in. Beanadall rims it all the way around. Shot by the Spartans doesn't make it through. Lofted out by Kitzberger. Ahead for Burr. He's unable to handle that puck. Broken up by the Spartans. Brody Evers does a nice job of breaking up the neutral ice play there. And Burr comes away with it. Attempts a backhand over to Dawson. Puck now low behind the net. Spartans with control, and they skate out. Great back check by Brody Everts. Puck gets knocked in deep. Drew Jascott on it. He bangs it off the boards over to the near wing where Brody Everts chips it out in the direction of Finlay. Battle along the blue line, knocked back in by the Spartans. Drew Jascott with the puck over to Sanders. He decides to skate it out, chips it head for Finlay on the boards. He skates in the zone with speed, tries to jangle around the Spartan defender. Unable, but the Spartan defender knocks it out of play. We should have a face-off coming up in the zone. Face-off over to the wall. Spartans have control. They chip it out the near side, out to neutral ice. Anderson breaks it up. Spartans still come away with it. They skate in the zone with speed. They send in a shot from high in the zone. Easily swallowed up to Landon Beanadall, but we'll have a face-off coming up here on his glove side. Face-off comes back to the Spartans' blue line. Puck sent in deep. Knocked through the crease. Shot knocked wide of the net. Munson up to Peach, who tries to backhand it out to Finlay. Puck still in zone. Comes out to the slot. Slap shot steered aside by Landon. Puck back out to the blue line. Everett's not able to get there in time. Shot deflected, blocked by Finlay. Shot comes in to the slot. Still another shot by the Spartans from the high slot goes wide. A lot of tough pressure here by the Spartans. Battle for it now in the corner. Spartans come away with it. Puck knocked away by Everts. He's got a breakaway. Comes in. Forehand backhand. Saved by the goalie. Finlay comes up with the rebound. He's over with it on the wall there. Chips it ahead to himself. Still with the puck now below the net. He knocks it in front for Stevens. He collects the puck, slows the play down. Tries to backhand it in. It's broken up, but a Spartan player knocks that puck out of play, so we'll have a stoppage with the face-off in the Spartan zone. 11:06 left to go in the first period. Still a scoreless game. Got the line of Campbell, Stevens, and Rhett Carlson out there. Caleb Sanders, Drew Jascott on D. Puck sent up to the wall. Spartans were able to get hold of it. Nice back checking pressure by Rhett Carlson. Puck comes over to the other side and knocked in deep by the Spartans. Landon Wiedendahl attempted to play that puck behind the net, but it took an odd bounce off of the back wall, came out in front where a Spartan was waiting, was able to knock it into a mostly empty net before Landon could recover. Unfortunate bounce there for the Hawks, who are down 0-1 now with 10:49 left to go in the first period. Dawson Wiedendahl's line back out there now. Face-off one cleanly back to Matt Munson, who sends it ahead. Back and forth to neutral ice here. Burr with the puck. He enters the zone. Dangles through two players, loses the puck, goes back to Anderson. He's unable to get that deep. Comes back out to Munson. Sends it across to Anderson. He loses the handle on it. Picked up by the Spartans, but knocked away by Wiedendahl. Puck sent in deep by the Spartans with one forechecker in on it. Anderson able to angle him off. Dawson Wiedendahl angles the second forechecker off, and Anderson emerges. He skates it out. Puck knocked back in by the Spartans. Anderson able to get it out to Kitzberger, who sends it across for Burr, who sends it in deep, and they come off for a change. Peach able to knock down that stretch pass by the Spartans, but they're still able to come into the zone. They send it in towards Landon, who freezes it. Face-off coming up here on his glove side. Face-off won by the Hawks. Back to the corner. Caleb Sanders with it now. He skates it out ahead to Peach. 3-on-2 for the Hawks. Peach sends that towards the net. Finlay's on Finlay's stick briefly. Everett's with it now along the wall. He tries to send it over to the slot, broken up by the Spartans, who skated out and sent it in deep from the red line. Puck comes out in front, ends up on Jascott's stick. He skates it out. He gains the red line and then the blue line, skates it to the middle, takes a nice shot on goal. Rebound comes out. Only one there is the goalie. He's able to stretch his hand out and freeze it. Campbell line with Stevens and Rhett Carlson out there to take this face-off. Nolan Anderson, Matt Munson on D. Face-off ends up back in the corner. Spartans collect, outlet pass. Chipped by Carlson as it's made its way down, so the icing is waved off. Heavy forechecking pressure against Nolan Anderson. Nice puck support by Ethan Campbell. Puck squirts out, Ethan Campbell gets it briefly, allowing Matt Munson a chance to get that puck up and out, and over to Campbell, who skates up through neutral ice and then sends it in deep. A couple Hawks changed lines there during that dump in. Kitzberger on the ice now, as is Caleb Sanders. Outlet pass by the Spartans. Crossing pass unable to connect. Sanders picks it off, and he sends it in halfway deep into the zone. Spartans chip it out as they change. One man of pressure on the Hawks. Two forecheckers now come in. Dawson knocks one of those forecheckers off the puck, allowing Drew Jascott to skate it out. This gets it all the way up the outside, through the neutral ice, into the zone. Gets the puck to the corner, where it's picked up by Dawson Wiedendahl. Tries to send it back for Kitzberger. It's intercepted and out of the zone, but nice back check there by Jascott to break up that play. Kitzberger picks it up, sends it in deep, all the way on goal. He comes off for a change while Dawson Wiedendahl applies pressure. Back out to Munson, who sends it in deep, allowing the rest of his teammates to change. Now we've got Finlay out there with Everts, and Drew Burr comes off a change. Finlay on that puck from that deep dump in. Looks back to Peach. Skates it down low. Cycles it back to Finlay. Tries to send it up to Everts. Puck ends up to the point. Anderson sends it in. Peach, the first guy to it. Munson sends it in deep. Spartans come out with it, send it up through the middle, but kept in briefly by Munson, but bouncing puck, unable to handle it well. Finlay picks it up, neutral ice, sends in a blocked shot, but still makes its way to the goalie. Kind of a tumbling puck, but he's able to stop it and freeze it. Campbell's line out there to take this face off. Puck sent back to the corner. Brett Carlson comes up with it for a moment. Spartan's able to break it out and send it ahead. It's tipped in. Icing is waved off. Sanders battling for it in the corner. Puck behind the net. Spartan player comes out with it, knocked away by Jascott and sent ahead for Rhett Carlson. Puck bounces off his stick as the Spartans regroup deep in their own end. Puck sent ahead now by the Spartans. Pass unable to connect. Jascott gets it, chips it ahead for Veenendahl. Puck sent back into the Hawks zone. On goal. Landon steers it aside for his waiting defenseman. Hawks able to clear it finally. Stevens with the puck, and he sends it in deep before he comes off for a change, allowing the rest of the Veenendahl line to come out there. Kitzberger with the puck in front. Veenendahl picks up the loose puck. Oh! Sends it in. Immediately signaled a goal by the referee. It appeared to go off the post, but it was kind of a dead sound, so it bounced in and out really quick. The Hawks even it up here by a low-angled shot that went high by Veenendahl, evening up the score. 1-1 game here, 5:36 left in the first period. Shots a little bit more even now, still in favor of the Spartans, 10-6. Puck won ahead by the Hawks, but the play into the zone was offsides. So we'll have another face-off here in neutral ice. Spartans come up with it, send it in deep to the corner. Munson, the first guy to it. He gets tripped up a little bit along the boards there. Puck gets knocked over to Anderson, who's got room. He tries to send it out of the zone, but it's blocked by the Spartans. It ends up the pant leg of the forechecking Spartan, and so we have a stoppage here as he tries to extract that puck from his garments. Wedged in between his shells and his breezers. He can feel it in there. It's kind of caught up above his, there it finally dropped out. And we'll have a face-off outside the zone. One back by Finlay. Jascott over to Sanders. He sends it up to Finlay. Skates it into the zone. Cycles it back to Peach. He loses the puck. Kept in by Sanders, but chipped out by the Spartans. All the way down, but this will go for an icing. So the Hawks should have a face-off in the offensive zone. Face-off comes out to the blue line. Nice hustle by Jascott there to get to that loose puck. Puck is still in the zone, but knocked away from danger by the Hawks and out. Everts chips it ahead for Finlay. He collects the puck behind the net. Attempts to send it back for Everts, who's right in front, bangs a shot, but blocked by the goalie. Everts now with the puck low behind the net. Finlay's in front. Everett skates through that defender. Oh, nice looking play there over to Burr. The rebound, I think was collected by Finlay, who's able to knock it in. Rebound, or Burr's shot was initially stopped, but the rebound came out to Finlay, who bangs that one home. Hawks are ahead now by a score of 2-1. And just like that, Hawks have erased that 1-0 deficit and now lead by a score of 2-1. Hawks win the faceoff back to Nolan Anderson, who chips it in deep. Wiedendahl and Burr on the forecheck down low. Burr has the puck, sends it out front for Rhett Carlson. Puck is knocked away before it gets to him. Dawson Wiedendahl checks his man on the boards and sends it back behind the net. Picked up by Burr, who sends it in front. Wiedendahl unable to convert there. Spartans able to come out to neutralize. Broken play policed up by Munson, but then knocked back in by the Spartans. Nolan Anderson with the puck behind his own net. He skates it out ahead to Rhett Carlson, ahead to Burr, but behind him where the Spartans get it. But Burr strips the puck and gets a shot off. That goes wide. Rhett Carlson collects up the loose puck, sends it back to where he thinks Dawson Wiedendahl is, but he's going off for a change. Spartans are able to skate it in uncontested, but they go in offsides, and so the Hawks will benefit from a fortunate whistle. Campbell line out there with Stevens and Kitzberger. Jascott and Sanders playing D. Stevens able to bang that puck ahead to himself. He's down by the low, takes a low angle shot, steered aside by the Spartan goalie. Puck is rimmed up to Sanders, who would be kind of backing up off the blue line, unable to keep that puck in the zone. So face-off here will be neutral ice. Puck comes back to the Hawks D, over to Jascott, who sends it in deep, but as he attempts to dump that in, it's deflected by a stick and out of play. Interesting to see where they'll spot this face-off. They initially were going to spot it in the zone, but on appeal from the Spartans coaches, they do spot it in neutral ice, which I believe is the right call. Puck squirts out to the wall where it's sent all the way down by the Spartans, but they are on their side of the red line, so that'll go for an icing. So even after the Spartans successfully won that argument, we still end up with a face-off just a few seconds later in their own zone. Finlay's line out there now with Peach and Everts. Puck comes back to Everts, sends it back to Jascott, sends it in towards the goal. Goalie made that save. Peach with the puck, high in the zone, stripped from him, and the Spartans come away with it. Caleb collects a loose puck over to Jascott. He's got a lane, so he decides to take that, skate it ahead. Skates it in, puck trickles in on the goalie. Knocked away to the corner. Jascott still in the zone with the puck. Backhand over to Peach, dangles around his defender, gets a shot on goal, but that one is saved. Hawks change all 5 of their players. We'll have a face-off coming up here on the goalie's blocker side. Wiedendahl line out there with Kitzberger and Burr. Anderson and Munson on D. Face-off goes back to the corner where the Spartans collect. Skate it behind their own net. Heavy pressure applied by Burr. Hawks come up with a loose puck. It's frozen against the boards. Burr's got it now along the half wall. He cycles it back. Wiedendahl picks it up on the other side. He skates it out, able to send it over to Burr. Sends it towards the net. Wiedendahl has it over to Kitzberger, but knocked away. Munson pinches in on it, but it's chipped out. Burr hustles back to collect that loose puck. Skates it back in the zone with speed. He decides the shot goes high off the glass. Dawson Wiedendahl collects, sends it back down deep. Puck sent in by Burr. Loose puck briefly. Dawson Wiedendahl with a chance to knock it in, but the goalie is able to freeze it. Another good scoring chance there by the Hawks. We've got to come alive here in the second half of this first period after being kind of the lopsided side of the shot equation, now lead in shots 14-10. Finley's line out there. Face-off one back to Everts. He loses the puck. Skated out by the Spartans, who take a long shot from a long ways away, steered aside by Venedal. Everts chips the puck out to Finlay, who skates it in. He shoots the puck in, knocked away by the goalie's blocker, bounces all the way back out to the Hawk zone. Caleb Sanders with the puck, sends it behind the net to Jascott, back over to Sanders. Sanders rink wide to Owen Peach, who's got room. He skates it into the zone. Over to the middle, shot by him is blocked, or tipped rather, and deflected out of play. Venedal line replaces Finlay's line. 1:17 left to go here in the first period. Hawks up 2-1. Face-off one over to Burr. Skates across, tries to get a shot off, but it's blocked. Puck goes down into the Hawks' end, but icing is waved off. Landon's able to rim that off the glass and almost out, but Spartan's able to keep it in. Long shot goes wide, sent back in towards Landon off the backhand, but he's able to freeze that before any more danger presents itself. So we'll have a face-off coming up in the Hawks zone here. Hawks change lines again. Face-off coming up to Blandon's blocker side. Finlay wins it cleanly back to the corner. Jascott retrieves, chips it up to the boards where Finlay picks it up. He sends it out, but it's knocked back in by the Spartans. They're offside, so they have to tag up, giving Jascott time to send it over to Sanders, who sends it up to Finlay, just out of his reach, and that'll go all the way down for an icing. 42 seconds left of the period. So we got Finlay out there with Everts and Rhett Carlson on one of the wings. Drew Jascott and Nolan Anderson playing D. Face-off ends up. Jascott's stick was tied up in front. He's unable to get a good stick on that attacker. Loose puck out in front of the net, banged in by the Spartans. So now it's a 2-2 game with just 36 seconds left in the period. Spartans able to come away with a late goal here in the period. Puck in neutral ice, dumped in deep by Kitzberger. Dawson Vienendahl and Kitzberger in after it hard. Rink wide pass by the Spartans. Picked up. They come in with numbers. Puck deflected across the side of the zone. Spartans still with it. Behind the Hawk zone. Centering pass attempted out front. Puck still loose out front. And Landon's able to freeze it. 4 seconds left of the period. Face-off won by the Spartans. Shot attempt is flubbed by them. The Hawks are able to clear it as the penalty expires. Or I'm sorry, the period expires. So after one, we have a score of 2-2. And we'll come back here after they clean up the ice for period two. All right, welcome back, Hawks fans. Just about ready to get the second period here underway. So if you're just joining us, it's 2-2. Late goal scored by the Spartans to even up the score. And we're joined here by a special guest, Craig Campbell, who will be on the call here during the second period. So welcome, Craig.
Hi, Mike. How's it going tonight?
Pretty good. We've got a great view up here.
Oh, beautiful view.
We've also, maybe you've been hearing the music over the broadcast too. We've got a live organ player here. He's got a little electric organ machine here behind the penalty boxes, so that just adds to the atmosphere. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, his name is Russ, and he had a heck of a national anthem.
Yeah.
I love it that he's got a Letterman's jacket on with SPA and the hockey sticks on the right sleeve.
Yeah, maybe an alumnus. So Veenendahl line out here with Kitzberger and Burr. Take just a moment to make sure the time on the clock gets reset back to 17. Now we're ready. Face-off one back to the D by the Spartans, who chip it ahead, collected by Jascott. Tries to send it over to Caleb Sanders. He sends it up along the wall to Burr. He protects the puck, sticks with it. Puck comes out to the slot. Poked away by Jascott, ends up on Caleb Sanders' stick, but kept in by the Spartans. Drew Jascott sends it around to Caleb Sanders, sends the puck ahead to Kitzberger, who chips it out to Burr, who's streaking through neutral ice, takes a look over his shoulder, but loses the puck. Dawson, the destroyer, Veenendahl, upends his guy behind the net, allowing Burr to collect the puck, who sends it out towards him, but the puck bounces out into neutral ice, sent back in deep by Jascott as the Hawks change. Finley on the forecheck. Puck comes out across through neutral ice, all the way down, and that'll be an icing. So we'll end up here with the face-off in the Spartan zone. Looks like it's going to be on the blocker side of the goaltender.
Hawks there, Mike, have moved to a 1-2-2 forecheck, so that we can not get three guys caught down low.
We'll see how that plays out here. Face-off won by Finlay over to Everts. Puck knocked away from him, sent out to neutral ice, collected by Anderson. Munson with the puck, chips it head to Finlay through neutral ice. He enters the zone with speed, tries to turn the corner, gets in the front. Short angle against the post there, sealed off by the goalie. Puck behind the net. Despite the 1-2-2 forecheck, still heavy pressure by the Hawks. Spartans chip it out of the zone, collected by Munson. Over to Caleb Sanders, back to Munson. Sends an area pass head for Finley, but that's knocked back by the Spartans. Caleb Sanders retrieves. Looks up ice, over to Peach. He shields the forechecking pressure off as he chips it out of the zone, collects his own chip, and skates it in. Shot attempt is blocked by the Spartans. They come away with the loose puck. Send it cross ice, knocked off the puck nicely by Stevens, and Campbell chips the puck in deep for the Hawks. Rhett Carlson over there. Puck is knocked by him and sent in deep on Landon Veenendahl from about 90 feet away. Puck behind the net, battling for it there is Campbell, joined by Jascott. Spartans still with control. They send it back to their point. He's unable to handle it, so he has to just come back and just dump it in deep while his teammates tag up, and they go for a change. Opportunity here for the Hawks to send the puck up. Jascott comes out from behind the net, open lane through the middle. Tries to send it to Stevens. Stevens unable to touch that puck before it goes the length of the ice, and that'll be an icing.
You know, we talk so much about a good first pass all the time, and you can just see it on little things that if you don't get those details and the fundamentals down, it really affects our play there.
Yep, I mean, that could be the difference between having zone time in their end versus taking a face-off in their own end. Puck high up the glass to Burr, who gets behind the defense. He's in all alone. Unable to get it around the goalie. Still with control with the loose puck there. Sent in loose again, another rebound. Puck is still loose. Referee thought it was covered, so he blows the whistle.
That sure looked like it rolled off Drew's stick.
Yeah, he was trying to go, I guess it would have been to his forehand side there. Try to get it behind the goalie. The goalie did actually play that really well, so that would have been a tough one to make no matter what. Puck stays on the dot. Spartans come away with it, skated up through neutral ice, kept to the outside by Jake Nelson. He stumbles, shot steered aside by Landon. Spartans with the puck down low behind the net. Nice check there by Dawson Vienendahl. Jake Nelson sends a nice outlet pass there. Chipped out. Burr with the puck. Walks over the middle, sends a shot in on goal. But goalie tracked it well and made a stop.
Yeah, I think that was Jake Nelson's first shift there in the varsity game here. I know he played 2 periods in the JV game. He's come a long way this year.
I agree. Last game I saw him play, I thought he had a great game. So Finley out there now with Everts and Peach. Puck ends over on the boards. Peach battling for it. Everts in there, tries to get the puck out. The Spartans come away with it, but it gets knocked off of their stick, so Sanders can knock it ahead to Peach, who chips it in deep, but corralled by the Spartans. Are able to get it around the boards. Nice hit there by Peach. And just not able to get muscled through Everett's stick there, and the Spartans are out 2-on-2. Puck back to their trailer. Play broken up by Finley. Peach has got the puck low in his corner. Jascott reverses the play to Sanders. Decides to skate it out. Gets it up to Everett along the half wall, who's able to chip it out into neutral ice. D-to-D pass fails, and Everett is able to pick up that loose puck. He sends the puck in on goal. Doesn't miss by much on the far side of the net. Jascott up to Stevens. Nice play by him to chip that puck in. A little back and forth here now in neutral ice. Hawks with control of the puck. Send it up to Stevens. Icing waved off. Fortunately for the Hawks, I thought that was an icing. Spartans skated out of the zone now. Both teams seem to be playing with a little bit more pace now in the second period. Anderson gloves that down, sends it into neutral ice. Nice play by Ethan Campbell there to keep that puck in the zone. Sends it, I think he was trying to send that back to the D, just a little bit too shallow of an angle. Anderson battling for the puck in the corner, squirts out to Munson. He comes up the weak side, chips it high at the glass, comes to the middle of the ice. Burr collects it and bangs it off the boards, and it comes all the way out to the goalie. Goalie's clearing attempt is deflected by Rhett Carlson, which helps keep the puck in the zone. Burr with it now. Burr sends the puck in down deep again. Vienendahl able to win the race over to Kitzberger. Vienendahl wins another puck race. He's knocked off the puck, but over to Burr, who gets a nice shot on goal, knocked away by the paddle of the goalie. Goalie had great reflexes that play. Puck backhanded out towards the blue line, knocked away by Sanders, allowing another entry in. Shot attempt by Burr knocked away. Puck loose behind the net, backhand by Kitzberger, just goes wide. Vienendahl cycles that back for Kitzberger, who looks for Burr just behind him, but Sanders able to keep that puck in. Nice sustained pressure here by the Hawks. Puck comes out to the half wall here on the weak side. Dumping attempt by the Spartans is thwarted, and their Hawks are able to chip it back in as Dawson applies heavy pressure there on the Spartans. Loose puck comes out to neutral ice where the Spartans pick it up and dump it in deep. Wraparound attempt is stuffed by Landon Venedal. Peach comes away with the puck. Chip attempt from the zone is kept in by the Spartans. Sanders with the puck. Puck knocked away from him in the direction of Everts. Gets the puck knocked off his stick. Back to Everts. Chips it ahead for Finlay. He collects the loose puck. Skates through neutral ice and into the zone. Tries to make a move around the Spartans defender. Unable. Clearing attempt is tipped by the Spartans, so that won't be an icing. Nice escape there by Nolan Anderson. Stretch pass for Peach, who has it neutral ice. Hawks had numbers here. He dumps it in directly on goal. Finlay will win that race. He's checked off the puck, but the puck goes off the post, and the Spartans cleared out of danger for now as they ice the puck.
You know, one thing I've noticed here, Mike, if the Hawks can stick and pin when they're on their forecheck down here, they can get possession of the puck instead of just hitting the guy and bouncing off him. Then that second forechecker can come in and scoop the puck out.
Yeah, if we could just settle the puck down a little bit, get firm control of it, I think we would have our way. Because we can win the races to these loose pucks anyway. Puck comes out into the Hawk zone. Nice back check there by Matt Munson to stop any sort of shot attempt. Spartans emerge with the puck. Centering pass is blocked. Loose puck comes out to Ethan Campbell's stick. He's unable to get it out. Knocked back in by the Spartans. Reversed over to Anderson. Reversed back to Munson. Sends it up to Rhett Carlson, who chips it out to Ethan Campbell. 2-on-1 now with Connor Stevens. Ethan takes a shot. Loose puck in front. Stevens trying to backhand that rebound in, but right into the goalie, who's able to freeze the puck.
Yeah, we should be hearing 15 Stevens yelling from up here for that puck. But it was a good try, try.
I mean, I do like that was a nice low shot, so there was a rebound attempt, or the rebound created there.
Nice pass off the pads.
Yeah. Dawson Venedal line out there now. With Kitzberger and Burr, we've got Jascott and Sanders playing D.
Little foreign object on the ice.
Yep. Glad the officials noticed that, so nobody slipped on that. So the Spartans come out of the zone cleanly. Centering a pass attempt broken up by the Hawks. Kitzberger collects the loose puck. He sends it out towards the middle to Burr, who's got a 1-on-3. Skates it to the outside. Still with the puck. Knocks it back to himself. But the two on the puck by the Spartans are able to steep that puck away from him and get it in deep against the Hawks. Sanders over to Jascott. The lofts it ahead for Kitzberger. I think he tried a little area pass to Burr there, just not enough on that. Hawks have to regroup again. Play broken up by the Spartans, who send it ahead. They skate in the zone with speed. And I think we're going to get a slashing call here against Jascott. Or a trip. Hard stick came in against that attacking player. The player went down. In my opinion, it was more of him losing his balance as he was leaning, but that's hard when the stick comes up like that and back down.
Here's some good one down with JT on the shorthanded. He'll be in a wedge +1.
Hawks win the faceoff back to the corner. Stretch pass out to Finlay, who has knocked off the puck. Now the Spartans have a breakout going the other way. Nice attempt there, though. Spartans with the control of it in the Hawks zone. Up on the point. Shot comes in, blocked in front by their own player. Another shot. Loose puck, but low. Sent back up top by the Spartans. D is unable to handle it, so they come out to neutral ice.
I thought Landon had that.
So did I. I was surprised to see that loose behind the net. Clearing attempt gloved down by the Spartans. And they skate it back in. Picked off by Anderson, who sends it all the way down to kill some time off the penalty. Just a little over a minute left on the Hawks penalty kill here. Brewer applying some pressure as the Spartans break out of their zone. Sanders tries to keep his guy outside. Shot is stuffed by Landon Bienendahl, and then the puck is cleared out of play.
That was good to see that. All four got it changed there, so about a minute for each killers here.
Yep. Especially good in the second period with that long change. That's really hard on the penalty kill. Sanders sends the puck on behind, rimmed all the way around, and that'll go down the length of the ice. Nice job there. Dawson Bienendahl applying pressure behind the net. Spartans collect the loose puck along the board, send it out to neutral ice for a streaking forward who makes a play at the blue line and causes his teammate to go offsides. Nice break for the Hawks. He's getting an earful from his coach right now.
Looks like we're going to keep the D, but change one forward.
Yep, so penalty killers up front are Rhett Carlson and Drew Burr for the Hawks. Face-off one back by the Spartans. They're able to skate it into the zone. Shot is deflected before it makes it to the goal, and the Hawks are able to get it out to neutral ice at least, where the Spartans regroup, chip it in. Munson collects the puck. Burr comes up with it, skates it through the middle, dangles through a couple guys. Oh, puts a shot off the far post. That did not miss by much. Nearly a short-handed goal here as the Hawks are now back to full strength. We're playing 5-on-5 hockey again. Puck chipped out, bounces off Ethan Campbell, is able to get the puck out, skates it to neutral ice. He's having a good game, evades a check there, gets a shot on goal, or not quite on goal, a little bit high. Hawks keep it in. Steven hustles over towards that loose puck. Sent ahead by the Spartans, but it's directly on the goal. Landon decides to stop that puck there because there was pressure being applied by the Spartans.
Yeah, I see the Hawks had another chance there with Drew Burr hitting off the pipe. They've had a lot of shorthanded goals this year in this lengthy season.
A total of 10. 10 exactly. That would have been number 11. Anderson collects the puck off of the face-off. He still comes away with it, sends it ahead to Finlay, who tries to send it up to Everett. Puck gets knocked over to Peach. Peach comes away with the puck, sends it back to Anderson. Anderson tries to shoot. Finlay jumps out of the way, steered aside by the Spartan goaltender. Everett collects the puck, takes a shot to the ribs, but he keeps on going. Sends it over to Finlay, takes a shot on goal. That goes high over the net. Shot attempt by Nelson is blocked, causes a rush by the Spartans. Shot stuffed by Landon Bienendahl. Great save there. Peach returns the favor and has got a kind of a semi-breakaway. Sends the puck in, low angle, steered aside by the goalie, and the Spartans cleared high off the glass. Icing waved off. Jascott was trying to play that ever so coolly to try to get that icing to go. Puck back in now, deep for the Hawks. Centering pass sent out to Burr, who turns around and fires. Rebound, loose. Oh, knocked in by Dawson Bienendahl. Loose puck sitting there. Bienendahl there with a stick on the ice, just knocks it in off the backhand. Hawks are up 3-2.
Yeah, we preach it and preach it. Go to the net with a stick on the ice. Back on that 2-on-1, Mike, it looked like actually Nolan Anderson laid down right at the right time and actually got that deflected into the corner. And then I think Landon might have got a piece of it also.
Yeah. So Hawks back on top here. 3:37 left to go in the second period. Face-off one back to the D by the Spartans, but he just fires it in, maybe without thinking, and that goes for an icing.
Well, here we go. Big face-off here. Definitely a mistake by St. Paul Academy there to have a face-off come all the way back into their zone after giving up a late goal here.
Face-off one back to the corner by the Spartans. They attempt to break the puck out. when it's thwarted by the Hawks. Over to Burr over the corner to Kitzberger, back to him. His shot is blocked. Spartans come out with it and they send it in deep from neutral ice. Landon comes out to play it. He sends it ahead, kind of dangerously. Spartans have the puck now below the net. Puck out in front, knocked away by the Hawks, but the Spartans able to keep the zone. Puck sent out front, picked up by Dawson Vienadal, who skates right up the middle, up to a streaking Drew Burr, skates around, skates away from pressure, backends it down towards Rhett Carlson, play broken up, out to neutral ice. Munson sends it across ice, great play by him to get that puck in the zone and away from pressure. Puck comes out to Campbell, who for a moment was able to keep the zone, but his dump attempt was blocked, allowing the Spartans to gain possession and dump it in deep, but they go off for a change, giving us a free exit. Drew Jascott with the puck, skates it up the middle, takes a long shot, steered aside by the goaltender. Campbell with the puck in the corner. He battles for it. Rhett Carlson on the play. Spartans are able to send it ahead. Shot on goal. Landon steers that out of play. 2 minutes left to go in the second period.
You know, I see Drew Burr. He's getting chance after chance. He's going to be due here. He's going to get one, I think.
Yeah, what I like about what he's doing, though, is like when it's not there, he doesn't try to force it. He protects the puck, keeps possession of it.
Yeah, he's looking for somebody.
Yeah. Munson with the puck behind the net, sends it over to Anderson, sends it ahead to Peach. Peach skates up through neutral ice. He's got room. Skates it to the far side, deep into the corner. Peach still on the puck, sends it back towards Finlay. Finlay collects it, sends it out in front towards Everts. Everts was tied up in front. Puck comes out to neutral ice for the Spartans now, who chip it in deep from a long ways out. Bounces in on Landon, who just does the wise thing and just swallows that up and just stops the play.
Finley, mainly here for the last part of the season, not so much early in the season, but he's been actually getting that puck behind the net and throwing it out front when there is somebody there, and they just happen to tie up Brody Everett's stick there.
Yep. The two of them have had really good chemistry here, especially as of late.
Perfect time to peak.
Yep. Munson with the puck in the corner, sends it ahead to I kind of would have liked. Yeah, he called that. I wanted a call there, and we got one. Hit from behind on, I think it was against Drew Burr there. Took a big hit from behind, deep in the Hawks' end.
He's all right, though. He's out here for the power play.
So we got a roughing call against the Spartans. So a late power play here in the period for the Hawks. Maybe the Hawks will get a goal late here in the first period, return the favor to the Spartans here, who got a late goal in the first period. Face-off goes behind the net, but Everts is the first to it. Sends it over to Finlay. He skates across the top of the zone, over to Burr. Takes a shot, rebound into the corner. Burr collects it, slows the play down. Skates across top, drops it to Dawson Vienadal. Skates into the circle, tipped away. Burr collects it. 1 minute left to go in the period. Burr over to Vienadal, takes a one-timer, high off the glass. Finlay collects it. Back to Burr on the top. Over to Finlay, takes a shot, it's blocked, trickles in on goal, still loose. But the goalie is able to freeze that right in front of him.
Looks like we're going to stay with power play one out here.
Yep, 43 seconds left to go here in the period. A minute 27 on the power play. The Spartans change out a few of their killers. Face off over to the board, the corner. Hawks come away with it. Everts has to navigate around the official there. Over to Everts, drops it over to Vienadal. Over to Everts, across to Burr. If he'd been able to hang on to that puck, he would have had a nice target to shoot at. Back on top for Everts, who skates it in. Shot on goal, collects its own rebound. In front, tries to back it in, and he beats the goalie just by walking it out front, and with that long reach, he's able to get it around the far side of the goalie and in for a goal. Power play goal by the Hawks. 11 seconds left in the period. Hawks come away with a momentum-boosting late goal in the period.
The patience that Brody had there, he comes out, the goaltender's on that pipe there, and he just kept him there and just got, like you said, he had the reach and got it around him just on the ice with the backhand.
Fantastic play all around. So 4-2 Hawks here with just about 10 seconds left in the period. Spartans are able to chip it in deep. Heavy pressure applied by them. Oh, we're going to have a penalty assessed here at the end. I think it's going to go against Finlay. He had a check kind of in the back of the Spartan forechecker there. So when we resume here in the third period, we'll be on the penalty kill.
I gave him a roughing call.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, Mike, thanks for letting me come up here. I learn something every time I come up. I'm a student of the game every day, and I got stuff to bring to the locker room from just watching this period up here with you.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Craig. It was a pleasure.
Yep, we'll do it again.
All right. All right, Hawks fans, welcome back to the game between the Hawks and the St. Paul Academy Spartans. Third period action here, just moments away. So to recap, first period, Hawks were down 1-0 pretty early on. They battled back to make it 2-1. The Spartans scored a late first period goal to tie it up. We went into the first intermission with a 2-2 tie. Hawks played well in the second period, getting one goal and then another goal late, power play goal in the second period to make it 4-2, which is where the score stands currently. However, they do to begin this period on the penalty kill, so hopefully they're able to kill that off, get back underway. So 4-2 in favor of the Hawks here as we start. Shots also in favor of the Hawks, 30-19. All right, so out there for the kill, we've got Veenendahl, Brody Everts, Caleb Sanders, and Drew Jascott. Puck in deep against the Spartans currently. Puck trickles over in front of the goal. Spartan goaltender decides to freeze it as the closest skater was Dawson Veenendahl. So we'll have an offensive zone faceoff here on the penalty kill for the Hawks. Puck won cleanly back by the Spartans. Dawson Veenendahl standing in front of the goal, applying some pressure. Spartans get the puck out to neutral ice. Angled off the puck by Brody Everts. Puck comes across to the high slot. Play broken up by Sanders. Puck rimmed around by Everts all the way down to kill some time. We got 1 minute, 15 seconds remaining on the power play. Hawks able to change out a couple of their penalty killers. Spartans through the neutral ice with speed. Across the blue line. Broken up by Sanders. Broken up by Rhett Carlson, but not out. Shot goes wide against the half wall. And loose puck over to the corner. Back up top for the Spartans. Across. Drew Burr applying pressure there. Puck goes down low. Puck back up top. Broken up a little bit by Burr. Puck's over to the other side now in the corner along the half wall. Cycle back down low for the Spartans. Comes all the way out to the blue line. Back up and out. Burr hustling for that puck. Able to get it away. Comes in all alone. And scores a goal. Beats the goalie cleanly. Shorty-handed goal by Drew Burr. Our guest last period, Craig Campbell, was bringing that up about the number of shorthanded goals the Hawks have scored this season, and we add to that tally. That is the 11th shorthanded goal that the Hawks team has scored this season alone. Quite impressive. So Dawson Veenendahl, Lucas Kitzberger, Matt Munson, and Nolan Anderson out there to kill off the rest of this penalty. Still 25 seconds left on it. Shot comes in from a wide angle, gloved down easily by Landon Veenendahl. Faceoff will come to his glove side. 17 seconds remaining on the penalty. Puck won back by the Spartans. D-to-D pass broken up by Kitzberger, causing the Spartans to have to regroup. They send it back in deep. Anderson on with the puck in the corner. Puck squirts out. Spartans with control. Send it back to their D. Send it down low. Hawks are at full strength now. Munson sends it ahead. Stretches ahead to Burr, who chips it into the zone. Kitzberger keeps that puck in. But picked up by the Spartans, who comes in the zone with speed. But the Spartans go for a change, and the Spartans regroup. Or correction, the Hawks regroup in their zone. Puck chipped out ahead by Sanders to Dawson Veenendahl, who skates in the zone over to Drew Burr, who toe drags, takes a low shot, Rebound comes out high to a waiting Everts, who walks it in. Puck bounces the puck off the goalie's shoulder. Still on the puck, low below the goal line, able to muscle off the defender. He cycles it over to Burr, skates across, shot deflected. Finley and Everts on the forecheck. Puck comes out to the half wall. Cleared by the Spartans and out to Sanderstick, over to Jascott, who skates it up the middle and dumps it in deep, directly on goal. Breakout attempt comes out to Owen Peach. Finley picks up the loose puck, sends it up top to Sanders, who sends it down deep. Puck chipped out by the Spartans, over to Drew Jascott. He sends it up to Finlay, evades an attacker, and he dumps it in deep. Over to Peach, sends it across for Finlay. His stick is tied up. Rhett Carlson with the puck. He maintains control low below the net. Back to Peach below the net. Peach evades the defender, but he's stripped of the puck. The Spartans break it out. Breakout pass ends in a dump. Peach out with the puck now in neutral ice. A little back and forth in neutral ice here. Comes out to Anderson, who sends it ahead for Rhett Carlson. He sends the puck in directly on goal. Ethan Campbell to the loose puck. He gets checked off the play. Spartans break it through neutral ice. Knocked off the puck nicely by Nolan Anderson. Caleb Sanders comes away with it. He's getting tied up behind the goal line. Ethan Campbell helping out low below the net. Puck still pinned up against the boards right in front of the Zamboni doors here. Puck comes loose, squirts out. Spartans with it. Puck knocked away by Anderson. Sanders loses his stick behind the net, still battling for the puck. Campbell makes a nice play to knock that puck away from the front of the net. Sanders retrieves his stick. Spartans still with control in the Hawks zone. Shot from the boards comes in on Landon. He steers it aside to the far boards. Puck chipped out and neutralized by Kitzberger. Sent back in on goal. Landon steers it aside as the Spartans go for a change. Stretch play to Connor Stevens, who's in deep for the Hawks. He cycles it back down. Drew Jascott pinches to keep that puck in the zone. Chipped out by the Spartans. Icing waved off as the puck was chipped as it came out. Battle for it along the far boards here. Sent in deep. Jascott wins that race. Reverses it back to Dawson Vienadal, who skates it out and up to Drew Burr, who collects the puck coming into the zone. Makes a shot on goal. Saved by the goalie. Loose puck out to the Spartans. Kept in by Munson, who sends it in deep as the Hawks start to change lines. Drew Jascott with the puck in neutral ice. He chips it ahead, sends it in deep. The defense pair changes. Everts with the puck down low, over to Burr. Skates it out to the circle, still with control of it. Spin around, shot attempt into traffic. Puck comes over to the wall, chipped out by the Spartans, but knocked back in by Sikora. First time we're seeing him here tonight. Finley breaks up the breakout pass by the Spartans. Sikora ahead for Peach, over to Finlay, who's streaking through neutral ice. 2-on-2 for the Hawks. Finlay across the slot, sends the puck down in the corner for his teammates. Puck comes over to the other corner now. Spartans are there. Peach makes a great hit to create a loose puck, but the Spartans are able to come out with it. Spartan mishandles the puck there. Finlay tries to get it. He mishandles it. Puck sent back in by the Spartans. Puck in the corner now. Spartans have it. Finlay collects the loose puck. Oh, wait, stick check by the Spartans. Still loose. Big rebound steered aside by Landon Bienendahl. Brody chases after the loose puck deep into the Spartans' end. He is angled away from the puck where the Spartans are able to collect and skate it through the zone. No icing here as Sanders touched that puck as it entered our zone. Sanders tries to do a reverse to Nelson, rolls off a stick funny right to Landon Bienendahl in the crease, who just decides to freeze it and live another day. 9 minutes exactly left to go here in the third period. Hawks up 5-2. Campbell out there with Rhett Carlson and Connor Stevens. Jascott and Munson, your D. Face-off one back by the Spartans. Shot is blocked in front. Rhett Carlson tries to chip it out, unable. Tries again, this time he's successful, but sent directly back in by the Spartans. Munson gets that loose puck, sends it behind. A little miscommunication with the D pair there. Loose puck collected by Campbell, sends it across to Connor, who sends it ahead for Rhett Carlson, but just a little bit too far in front of him, so it goes for an icing. Bienendahl line out there now with Burr, Kitzberger, Sikora, and Anderson. Faceoff ends over on the half wall. Puck sent in over the goal. Landon plays it. Outlet pass to Kitzberger. He can't find it. Bienendahl knocks his man off the puck. Over to Kitzberger, who skates up to neutral ice, gains the red line, and chops it in deep off the goalie. But the Spartans are able to collect that loose puck and get it out of the zone. Sent back in deep by the Hawks. Retrieved by the Spartans, who reverse the play. Anderson pitches in, keeps that puck in the zone, sent back in below the net. Outlet pass misses for the Spartans. Hawks regroup in neutral ice, and it's sent back in deep as the D pair comes off for a change. Another breakout pass, fails to connect for the Spartans. Puck sent back in by the Hawks. It looked like it was going to be an icing against the Spartans, but it was waved off. Hawks get it out as the Spartans change. Puck ahead for Burr, who skates it into the zone. Dangles through a couple players, takes a shot on goal, steered aside. Still with the puck along the half wall. He cycles it back down deep for for Bienendahl. Puck ends up with Jake Nelson. His shot goes off the shin guards of the Spartan player. 2-on-1 now for the Spartans. Perfectly played there. Pass out in front to the lone Spartan, who does a nice deep move on Landon and tucks it in behind him to make the score 5-3. Back to a 2-goal game here. So a nice 2-on-1 executed there by the Spartans. Hawks still up 5-3, just under 7 minutes remaining in the third period. Puck ends up deep in the Hawks zone. Jascott with it. He skates it out from behind his own net. Sends it ahead for Finlay, knocked down by the Spartans. Peach battling for a loose puck. I think that puck was knocked up into the netting in front of the bleachers there, so we'll have a stoppage. Out there now for the Hawks, we've got Finlay, Everts, and Peach, Sikora, and Anderson. Puck ends up with Sikora, who sends it in. Everts with it, long shot, chipped just over the net by Finlay. Finlay and Peach battle for it. Everts comes away with it. He cycles it back down low. Peach and Finlay behind the net. Oh, Finlay sends it out front, nobody there, but kept in well by Sikora, who takes a long shot, goes just a little bit wide. Chip back to Anderson, who does a good job of getting in front of the attacking Spartan. little miscommunication there on the headman pass. Spartans are able to intercept and send it back in. Play over to Sikora, sends it across for Finlay. He's unable to handle. We have a 3-on-3 now. Shot broken up by Anderson. Over to Caleb Sanders. Puck kept in by the Spartans. Caleb Sanders with it now. Stick check by the forechecker. He knocks it away. Finlay over to Everts. Everts ahead for Finlay. Everts with the puck in neutral ice. He dumps it in. As his line mates change, he comes off for a change. The Vienendahl line comes on the ice. Vienendahl strips the puck from the Spartan. Burr with the puck along the wall, skates it across the middle, takes a shot, goes wide. Sanders pinches in on the far side, able to keep that puck in. Burr ends up with the puck, takes a shot from the circle. It goes wide and high, bounces out to the Spartan player. Jascott plays it over to Kitzberger, who skates ahead, knocks ahead to Drew Burr in neutral ice. He escapes, sends a puck towards the net, but it's deflected high, hits the roof, and we'll have a stoppage. Face-off should be in the Hawks' attacking zone to the goalie's glove side. 4:39 remaining in the third period. Campbell line out there for the Hawks. Back to Anderson. His shot attempt is blocked wide. Campbell forecheck behind the net. Puck's in out front. Stevens with a chance. That doesn't convert. Spartans come away with it. They loft it high. Knocked down by Munson. Nice play from below the goal line there to an attacking Spartan. Landon Vienendahl read that angle well and swallowed up that shot. So Hawks change lines here again. We've got Finlay with Peach and Everts out there. Munson and Nolan Anderson. Finlay wins it cleanly back to the corner. Anderson with the puck, chips it out against the boards, out to Everts. Peach comes ahead with it. Everts corrals the bouncing puck, skates it into the zone with speed. Supported by Finlay. Finlay cuts to the middle. He and the defender both fall down. Puck squirts out to neutral ice as they carry it in the zone, but Jascott knocks it away. Behind the net with his puck now. Out to Finlay in front. Finlay up to Everts. He loses his feet as he tries to collect that pass, so it'll go down for an icing. .349 left here in the second period. Third period. I would expect at one of these next stoppages that the Spartans would be thinking about a timeout. Another shot from high, guy in front, puck knocked away harmlessly. Dawson Vienendahl, nice check in the corner. Puck sent back in, collected by Sanders, who sends a nice stretch pass ahead to Drew Burr, who handles that puck out of the air. He's checked off of it. Nice dump in again by Caleb, who holds the blue line. Kitzberger with the puck now, back to Burr, who escapes pressure, still with the puck along the boards, sends it down deep. Vienendahl in on the forecheck, puck reversed. Anderson able to keep that puck in. Down to Kitzberger, back to Burr. Bounce puck, skates across the middle, shot goes high and wide. Puck chipped out by Spartans, and that just barely has enough oomph to make it across the goal line to complete the icing. So the Hawks, when we resume here, will have a face-off in their attacking zone. 2:48 left to go. Finlay gets on the ice with Everts and Stevens joining him on the right wing, or correction, left wing. Puck ends up in the corner, sent over to the other corner where the Spartans attempt to break out. Pressure applied by Stevens. He's almost able to keep it in, but the Spartans come out with it. Plays kept to the outside, shot from a wide angle, steered aside by Landon Vienendahl. Puck reversed to the other corner. Spartans with it. Anderson knocked it away. Finley comes out with the puck. Nice outlet pass to Brody Everts up the middle. Brody Everts nearly goes offside there with Stevens. Puck sent back to Finley. His shot is turned aside. Sends it back to Jascott. His shot is tipped out to neutral ice where the Spartans collect. Skated in. Caleb Sanders does a nice job of defending. Pays the price a little bit. Fans wanted a call. Sanders gets a solid hit against the boards there. Now with Jascott behind the net. Sanders up to Stevens. Puck was bouncing, but icing is waved off nonetheless. Rhett Carlson in hard on the puck now. Dawson Vienendahl out there with him. Drew Bird gets the loose puck right in the slot, able to knock it away to himself. Takes a nice hard shot from a long ways out. I don't think it ever made it to the net. Puck still down low below the Spartans' goal. Puck squirts out to neutral ice. Munson collects. Skates away from pressure, gets it out to neutral ice. Picked up by the Hawks. Dawson Vienendahl over to Burr. Puck gets knocked in deep. Just under a minute remaining in the third period now. Vienendahl, nice stick check there. Loose puck, Burr collects it over to Dawson Vienendahl, back to Burr. Burr playing keep away from the Spartans defenders. Over to Ethan Campbell now. Up to Anderson. Bounce is funny, he's unable to keep it in, so the Hawks have to tag up. Spartans just pulled their goalie, so we've got a 6-on-5 situation. Puck is in the crease, loose. Vienendahl realizes it and then freezes it. 18 seconds left to go here in the third period. Empty net situation. Good job by the Hawks there late in the game to have the pressure in the O-zone preventing the Spartans from being able to seek that man advantage on the ice. And we've got a timeout here called by the Spartans. So timeout is over. Teams lining back up now. Again, empty net situation here. We've got 6 skaters for the Spartans, 5 for the Hawks. Face off in the Hawks' end. Finley, Anderson, Everts, Sanders, and Burr out there for the Hawks. Puck is rimmed around, but it's stopped behind the net. Spartans come out with it. They send it up high. Shot comes in, but it's wide. 8 seconds to go. Puck chipped out along the boards. Hawks doing a great job of keeping the puck to the outside, and now they try to freeze it along the boards. Puck squirts out back to the corner. And that's it for the game. Hawks 5, Spartans 3. Great win, gritty game. But thanks for joining us for tonight, and we'll see you on the next time. Next Hawks game is going to be Friday down in Black River Falls. We'll do our best to broadcast from there.